So you have a pending OWI, and where is that pending? In Milwaukee County?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And what date were you arrested for that?
February 17th?
Of this year?
Yes.
And you said you don't believe you have a prohibited alcohol concentration. Do you know if you got, if,
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
so that means you were above a .08. Do you know?
I was, yes.
Okay,
I'm sorry. If
yeah. And so you know that.
I will have probably a breathalyzer in my car for a year, is what my lawyer said.
Okay. And you know you were above a .08. Do you know what you were? Do you have the?
I don't.
You don't remember the results? Okay. And you said you have an occupational, is that for work?
Yes,
For your bartending job?
yes, Ekbar, yep.
I don't think I have anything else unless you guys have stuff to ask.
Madam
Okay.
Chair, I have a question for Ms. Monty.
Please, Alderman
Yes.
Huss.
So that prohibited alcohol concentration, assuming that it is a charge, that would be, and the OWI second, that's the same offense. Those are not two
Correct, yes.
offenses.
So it's
One
typically charged together, but you only get punished once, even if convicted of both. So
Okay.
they are kind of the same thing. So a lot of people don't realize that there's two separate charges.
Yeah, and I said same offense, they're actually two different offenses, but the same event
Correct.
is what I mean to say.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a question, Ms. Monty. This February 17th occurrence of the second OWI, that has not been discharged, correct? It's pending.
Right. He
Pending.
says
Okay,
it's
yeah,
pending and he
okay,
has
so-
court again in August.
Okay,
so-
so there would be no actionable items of rehabilitation as it's not been a conviction as of yet. That would be my question to you. What have you done, like,
Went through assessment. I had to talk through assessment. They said I didn't have to go to classes, but I should
Okay.
still go to court because due to the ticket, I'll probably have a breathalyzer in my car for a year.
okay,
So that makes sense, because to get your occupational, you usually have to do that
Right.
alcohol and other drug assessment.
Yeah.
So he must have done that if he has his occupational license. I mean, there is a way to verify that
Right,
he actually
and-
has the license, the occupational.
and that was gonna be my question, obviously. I know that there would have to be some steps that you had to take in order to get your
Yeah, my lawyer said
occupational.
I had to do the assessment on by phone, so then they
Okay.
said they'll send it to my lawyer and then to me, that I do not have to go to classes, but that I still need to go to court for my fine.
Okay, and Mr. Schutte, I heard you say something about the ECBAR. Is that where you're employed?
Yes,
Okay.
with Melanie.
And
yeah.
is this a full-time position for you, where you?
Yeah, I used to work at a Perfect Install, which is right in West Dallas here on 83rd Street, and I had a retinal detachment in my eye, so I currently can't do that with my vision.
Okay,
So Mel actually hired me on to be blind and bartend, so
well,
sometimes Captain and Cokes would be vodkas, and that's just because of my blindness. but-
that happens. So your first offense of OWI was back in 2014?
14, yeah,
So we have
10 years ago. Yeah.
10 years ago, okay. And I'm not going to go into questions surrounding this, because obviously it's not a conviction as of yet. One of the reasons, obviously, you're here is we have great concerns of, the amount of interaction you've had with law, and
Oh, I get it, yes.
there was another one, which was a defective speedometer. That
I think it
offense
was
to me
I think it was
is a speeding ticket that gets reduced down. Okay. Is there anybody else to have any questions at this point?
Yeah, I have a
Go
follow-up
ahead.
question.
Go ahead, Alderman Haas.
Yeah, Mr. Schutte, okay, so you have the alcohol assessment. Have you gotten the results of that assessment yet?
It was that I didn't have to go to the classes,
Okay.
so that was my first step of going to court, making sure that I did an assessment before I went to court to see if I had to go to classes or not. Now that when I go to court in August, I think this might be my final court date since it happened in February, but it's one of those where they'll let me know about, for the year of the install of a breathalyzer, and I had that on my first time too, so I'm familiar with it.
You had the assessment. Did they recommend treatment
They
for
did not.
alcohol abuse?
Not-
Okay.
Yeah, they did not.
So you're not undergoing any treatment for alcohol?
I am not.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, does any other committee members have any questions? Do you have any follow-up questions, Ms. Monty?
No.
Okay, this is moving very quickly. Typically, we would go into closed session on this, correct? Okay,
Yeah.
so, and I don't have the verbiage for a closed section,
It's not in the agenda.
you don't have it posted, so we will not go into closed session as it's not posted.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I'm comfortable discussing this issue right now.
Okay.
Even with the individual in front of us.
Okay,
And, yeah, it's been discussed already. Mr. Schutte, I think you understand the concern of our committee.
Of course.
When you're a bartender, you have to make choices for other people, and on one occasion, you didn't make a choice that was an appropriate choice. On the second occasion, well, it's still being litigated. We're not necessarily holding that against you. We want you to know we're very concerned
Sure.
about that, and especially if it's a third time, then that's a really big problem
Of course.
for this committee and for this council. But with all of that, I would move to dismiss the non-renewal, and I'm in favor of renewing Mr. Schutte's license.
okay, and I appreciate that, Alderman Haas, and I want to echo that to you, Mr. Schutte.
Thank you.
Because Alderman Haas stated it very well, that we want you to be able to have this job and
I appreciate it.
succeed. But you have to be very mindful of what your choices are in the future. So we hope that we are not going to see you back if this motion to dismiss is approved.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so I will second. So there's been a motion and a second. Do we have to do a roll call vote, or?
We should, just to
Okay,
be sure.
so roll call vote. Alderman Haas.
I on the motion to dismiss, so I'm in favor of dismissing.
Okay,
Aye.
because we're going to have two motions on this, correct? First, we motion dismiss. Okay, Alderman Rote.
Aye.
Alderman Halverson. I'm
Aye.
so sorry. And the chair votes aye. So we need a new motion.
I move for approval of the operator's license for Chris Schutte.
Okay, second. And roll call vote would be Alderman Haas,
Aye.
Alderman Rote,
Aye.
Alderman Halverson,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye.
Thank you.
Okay? You're good to go. So what would be the process for,
Want to see you again.
Nah, I know.
yeah, we
I'm not
don't.
very good looking anyway, so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
So what will be the process for Mr.
I did
Schutte going
apply
forward?
for my license in June, and it was
Okay.
denied as of Mel trying to make the schedule for
Direct
August.
the question at her. She's the clerk. She's in charge.
Would I have my license as of today, or would it be,
It'll be tomorrow morning.
okay, the 31st?
Yeah.
I'll let Mel know, yeah.
Yeah. So you're still supervised bartender right now?
Huh?
I said you're still a
Yeah, I'm the
supervised
cook.
bartender
I'm the
until
cook.
tomorrow.
I appreciate it.
All right, Mr. Schutte, thank you very much.
Cheers.
All right, and does it appear that we don't have Kayla here this evening? Kayla Siki?
Anybody else?
Pardon me?
It looks like we don't have anybody else.
Right, so the two, well, we have to take it both at the same time. So item 46, 2024, 0497, notice of non-renewal for operator's license, bartender Class D operator application for Kayla Saki. She is not present. Did we hear anything from her at all? Okay, is there a motion?
I move we deny, well, how are we, what's the verbiage? I approve the non-renewal, the effect being to deny the license.
Okay, and I second. So there's been a motion and a second. Do we do roll call on this as well? Okay, I'm gonna start to my right. I'm screwing up your name. Alderman Halverson.
Aye.
Alderman Haas.
Aye.
Alderman Rote.
Aye.
Chair votes aye.
This is based on non-appearance
And record.
Record.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah,
speaking for
based
you.
on
You made the motion.
non-appearance in the record. Thank you, Ms.
Okay.
Brill. Yep.
All right, item 48, notice of non-renewal, boy. 2024-0520 of an operator's license, bartender Class D, operator for Aliris Rios Martinez. Martinez has not called or communicated with us either. Okay, is there a motion on the floor?
I move for approval of the non-renewal based on the record and non-appearance, and with the effect being to deny the license.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Roll call vote. Alderman Halverson.
Aye.
Alderman Haas.
Aye.
Alderman Rote.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Okay, do we have a motion for adjournment?
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you for bearing with me through my
No, I think you did
tongue-tied
great.
moments.
Allison, you lost, but it wasn't your fault.
Yeah.